I'm Paul Perkins with the check of your ag weather. After highs this afternoon in the 40s, our warming trend continues for one more day. Tomorrow, the mildest day for at least the next 2 weeks, with highs in the mid-40s to the mid-50s. Snow-covered areas of far south-central Nebraska and north-central Kansas a bit cooler. North winds are breezy behind a cold front for Friday and Saturday. Highs still making it to the 40s on Friday. Light snow is possible over northwest Kansas Friday night through Saturday. Arctic air from high pressure extending all the way from Canada to Texas drops our highs into the low to mid-20s on Saturday. Sunday and Martin Luther King Day, the coldest days when highs are in the teens. Lows near zero and below are likely for Saturday night through Monday night. Despite lighter winds, wind chills of 10 to 25 below still likely all 3 nights. Highs rebound into the mid-20s by Tuesday. Long-term forecast continues the trend of colder than normal temperatures Monday through January 28th for Nebraska, Kansas, and nearly all of the U.S. Temperatures late next week through the 28th in Nebraska and Kansas likely to be not as cold. Nebraska and Kansas precipitation slightly below normal the early half of next week before a change to near normal to slightly above normal precipitation late next week through January 28th. Key weather factors driving the markets include a blast of Arctic air for the U.S. and rain chances in Argentina late this week and weekend. On the plains, mild, dry weather prevails, eroding winter wheat's protective snow cover before an Arctic blast. An upcoming Arctic outbreak across the central and eastern U.S. peaks early next week with widespread morning lows colder than 20 below across the northern plains and far upper Midwest. Early next week, sub-zero morning lows extend at least as far south as the Central Plains and Ohio Valley, with freezes possible into the deep south of Texas. Significant precipitation is scarce the next 5 days, although late-week rain and snow falls across the eastern third of the U.S. Late-week snow blankets the Rockies and nearby plains in advance of the coldest weather. There is a chance for a storm across the Gulf Coast during the early to middle parts of next week. A couple of clippers across the northern U.S. and another winter storm from the nation's midsection keep the pattern somewhat active for next week. In Argentina, crop conditions are declining from heat and very little rain. Rain moves through Argentina late this week and weekend, but heavy amounts are likely to be limited. Dry conditions return to Argentina next week, especially in key central crop areas. Towards southern Brazil, less timely rain is a problem for filling soybeans in Mato Grosso do Sul and Parana and pollinating to filling corn in Rio Grande do Sul. Widespread rain in southern Brazil this weekend could be followed by another dry stretch. Across central and northern Brazil, widespread rain continues to benefit filling soybeans, but is delaying the early harvest. I'm Paul Perkins. That's a check of the ag weather.